Hi, I'm Michelle from Michelle's Romantic Tangle, and I have a new addition to my sewing room bookshelf that I'd like to share with you. This is simply modern lace from Interweave, and believe it or not, I found this on the bookshelf at the Dollar Tree. I thought when I first picked it up that it was one of those knitting books that would only be worth buying if you had a bunch of patterns in it you thought you would knit, and I do realize for $1 the stakes change on that. I was not expecting what I found in this book, and I picked it up because it was at the Dollar Tree, but this is worth adding to your bookshelf at bookstore prices. It has patterns, and this is an interweave collection. Most of the patterns, if not all in here, have already appeared in issues of the Interweaves Knit magazine. But it starts with a primer on knitted lace. This book teaches you how to knit from a chart. It shows you how to fix mistakes, how to bind off and cast on, how to how to increase and decrease in pattern, which is one of those things that even after years of knitting, that is one of those things I cannot conquer. And I'm going to sit down with this article and see if I can make it happen. It also has a whole section on how to do your yarn overs when they're between a knit and a purl stitch, or a purl and a knit stitch, or 2 purl stitches, which that's information I need. I've been winging it and doing what seemed right, and I'm sure it's not what's right. And then there are the patterns. This one is Greenfield Cardigan. This one is the Salter Path Shawl. One thing I will say about this book, and I think it's because these were magazine patterns, some designs only have one picture and some have several pictures. So the photography, it's gorgeous, but how much you can see of each design is kind of hit or miss. This is the Northampton Neckerchief. Trinu Scarf, I might be pronouncing that one wrong. There's a whole article here on Beyond the Basics, reading charts. The Emily Shawl. And see, that one does have a second picture that gives you a good idea of what you would be knitting if you chose to tackle that one. The Misty Garden Scarf. This one is called the Skyline Tunic. And I don't knit sweaters for myself ever, but I could see myself tackling this one. I like that scoop neck and the little touch of lace. The Leaves Long Beanie. This one's just called Lace Cardigan. I mean, it's pretty if I was the sort of person who knit cardigans for myself. I've knit a couple of sweaters and never been terribly happy with my results. This is the Hotel Tassel Wrap, and I am so glad that this one has additional pictures, because look at that. Look at those curving traveling stitches. I want to make this for myself. This is the Fountain Pen Shawl, and I remember seeing this one in the magazine when it came out. I remember wanting to knit it. I know I bought yarn for it, although I could not for the life of me now tell you what yarn it is or where the magazine went, but look, I have the pattern in my possession, and I'm gonna do that. Brooklyn Bridge Cardigan. I like these cardigans with just a little touch of lace down the front. Again, if I was going to knit a cardigan, oh, and that one has a hood, but it's also fingering weight, so not gonna happen. Sea Spray Shawl. The Solstice Skirt. I remember seeing that in the magazine. I don't think I'm the body type to wear hand knit skirts these days. Arts and Crafts Cardigan. Rosebud, that's a Pharaoh style shawl. There's a lot of variety of lace in here, and then these are, I might pronounce it wrong, the Kai Mei Socks by Cookie A. I don't know if these or something similar is in one of her books that I already have. The Beth Shawlette. The Framework Shawl. This one I am very intrigued by. I believe it's asymmetrical, the design says. The Greenery Beret. And that is it. It has a really extensive glossary of stitches with diagrams. And of course, if you're getting a knitting book put out by a long-running knitting magazine, it's not unreasonable to expect them to be able to give you great instructions, and this one definitely does that. There are at least 4 patterns in here that I would love to knit, a lot more that I might like to knit, and for any knitting book, I figure that's a pretty good ratio, and especially on a book I found at the Dollar Tree. Let me know, have you found good crafting books at the Dollar Tree lately? Share the titles and what you're looking for in the description below. Thank you for watching. I'm Michelle from Michelle's Romantic Tangle, and I'll be back with you again with more videos very, very soon.